Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0. For my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of welding sculptures for beginners, welding metal craft, or welding ideas. So, dear audience, when we talk about welding sculptures, then different questions arise in our mind, like as what is a welded sculpture, or how is welding used in art, or what is sculpture, or what is the history of a welding sculpture. So, dear audience, in real, a welded sculpture related to visual art and works of art is an art form in which sculpture is made using welding techniques and Daphne Jolio Gonzalez bronze fours 140 and 66 or 29 cm, so 1937. So, dear audience, when we talk about what is a welded sculpture, so welded sculptures are created by joining together pieces of metal using heat and pressure. So, the metal is melted and then cooled to create a strong bond between the pieces. And how is welding used in art? In the realm of art, welding has found a special place. So, metalwork artists use welding to create sculptures, jewelry, furniture, and other artistic pieces. So, the strength and durability of metal combined with the flexibility provided by welding allows artists to bring their most imaginative design to life. So, dear audience, in oil sculpture is a type of art. It must be three-dimensional, meaning it must have a height, width, and depth like a cube. So there are many kind of sculptures from different parts of the world, like China and India, or from different time periods, like the Renaissance and modern time. So, dear audience, what is the history of welding? The history of fusing metals through welding goes back as far as 3000 BC, when humans first started working with bronze. The oldest known examples of welding are small golden boxes that date back to Bronze Age over 2000 years ago. So, dear audience, what is the history of welding sculpture? And one, my dear guys, question me what is the history of welding sculpture? That my dear, for my that dear guys, in real, welded sculptures have a relatively short history dating back only to the 20th century. Before the development of current welding technology, sculptures made from metal were either cast or forged, and welding was primarily used in the construction industry. So, what material are used for welded sculpture? So, this technique can be used to create sculpture or from a variety of materials, including metal, wood, plastic, and glass. So, the use of glass in welded sculpture is especially popular. The artists may create a piece from stained glass or from layered sheet of colored glass which are fused together with the weld. So, what welder is best for a sculpture? On the other hand, if you are working on lots of scrap metal that can be rusty or dirty, you should go for a stick welder. Yes, welder, yeah, 116 is a perfect little machine for your rustic art and sculptures made of various type of steel or scrap metal. And is welding a type of art implementing different welding techniques? Welding becomes an art form when coupled with passion and commitment. So, more than connecting pieces of metal together, the process becomes an artistic endeavor infused with talent, skill, imagination, and also creativity. So, dear audience, what is a welding process? Welding is the process of fusing two or more parts using heat, pressure, or both. So, it's often done on metal, thermoplastic, and even wood. So, the Resulting joint is known as a weldment, and the conjoint parts are known as a parent material. So, the dear audience, the material used to create the weldment is called a foil or consumable. One, my dear guys, question me what is called the word sculptures. Dear audience, in real sculpture and artistic form in which hard or plastic material are worked into three-dimensional art objects. The design may be embodied in a freestanding object, in relief on surfaces, or in environment ranging from uh, uh, tableaux to context that envelop the spectator. So, if we define the word sculpture method, then sculptures use additive and subtractive techniques to create sculptures. Additive means to bring materials and together, while subtractive means to take away from the base material. Four main techniques exist in sculpturing, carving, assembling, modeling, and also casting. So, why is sculpture important? Because sculpture network ideas, articulate subjectivities, and creates communities. Sculpture reflects in its place, its society, its time, over time. Sculpture negotiates material fact with competing interwoven fiction. So, what is the full name of welding? So, shielded metal arc welding, also known as manual metal arc welding, is a manual arc welding process that uses a consumable and protected electrode as the electrode melts. A cover that protects the electrode melts and protects the weld area from oxygen and other atmospheric gas. So, who introduced welding? In 1881 and 1882, inventors Nikolai Bedrosian Russian and Steinstraw Orzybski Polish created the first electric arc welding method known as carbon arc welding using carbon electrode and ITC. So why is welding important? Because welding plays an essential role in the development of some of the most massive structures. So people who took advantage of the plentiful space offered by some of the largest building in the world have welders to thank. Without welding, the United States infrastructure would collapse along with the economy. So, what famous sculptures are welded? One of the earliest welded sculpture was Worker and Kolkhoz Woman by Vera Mohina. The large arc by Henry Morey is located in a plaza in downtown Columbus, Indiana, and the Chicago Picasso is 50 feet high and become a landmark of downtown Chicago and located on Civic Center Plaza. So when was welding first discovered? Early example of welding date back to the Bronze Age from the 1000 2000 BC to 700 BC, and the Iron Age from between 1200 BC and 600 BC in Europe and the Middle East. But there is evidence of welding in Egypt going back to around 300 and 3000 BC. So, dear audience, I think that my video and my idea inspire you much. If inspired, then subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video with your affectionate love. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. Once again, thank you very much.